Hey, what's up? How are we doing? It's another week, and we are here again. Hey, what's up? How are we? Let's see what this week has got in store for us. I think last week was a was a bit of a roller coaster with all that news events, and also we had NFP. It was quite good morning. It was quite interesting week. But we ended up doing good last week, I think. And going over what we did last week was not bad. There's quite a few interesting stuff still going on, and we're gonna go through them. Hi, Matt. So it's quite hot. It's really hot in London right now, and I'm sweating myself off. I've got my fan here with me, but it's still not okay. It's still hot. I've got my windows open and all, but the weather is too hot. Look at England or English people running away from the hot weather. I think we should embrace it. Usually it's too cold, but now it's just too hot. Alright, let's get that one outside. Okay, let's jump into it. I think we've got quite a few people in here. The dollar index. You can see what I've got in here. Sometimes I do like to hide some of the stuff that I do put on my chart, but then I have to kind of delete them and then redo them again. Yeah. It is burning. I don't know what they let me check the what's the weather for today. It's 32 degrees, man. That's that's hot. There's no wind. There's no wind. Um 32 degrees and there's no wind. 44% humidity. So I just need some rain, man. Last night I couldn't sleep. Hi. Vijay, you've got a name that reminds me of someone. 3 years ago. No, actually, that's been 8 years ago. I bought a car from a guy who's got your name similar, Vijay. Maybe it's you. Oh wow, really? 32 degrees is a normal day. Okay. Well, I'm sweating down here. I think we are used to the cold. That's the problem. We're used to the cold, and just a little bit of sunshine makes us scream. When was it? Friday. Friday was worse. Friday was just terrible. But anyway, I think I need to go to the beach. Okay. Um, like I was saying, I do have some lines on here. Sometimes I do wanna hide them, but then again, if I get rid of them, then I have to redo everything all over again. So I decided to leave them on. Okay. So last week I did mention, maybe not in the portal, but with the VIP members, that I was expecting this low to stay intact. Yeah. I was expecting this low to stay intact. Not all the way back down here, but it did. Yeah. And we leave this low and then kind of go into a bit of a retracement. Um, we do have, what I can do is maybe hide all of them. if I do bring something, it's gonna bring everything back. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna leave them. So we do have this equal high in here, right? This high and that high, and I did mention I think a couple of last week or somewhere around there, I did mention that if we do have equal high, okay, and then we see price run down and run the low and reject, okay, it sets the stage for price to come and run the equal high. Yeah, so if we do have equal high or equal low, the example that I gave the other day was on Nasdaq, this equal high here, okay, the fact that they left that equal high and came all the way down here and run the equal low, sorry, and run this low, it set the stage for a run above the equal high. Yeah, so that's the similar thing I'm expecting on the dollar. If we jump back into the dollar, right, it's the same thing, the same phenomenon I'm expecting on the dollar. So they've left this equal high and then came all the way down and run this low, okay, and price rejected. So going into Friday, I was expecting NFP to send price up. I was not expecting NFP to send price down. I was all over price moving up. Unfortunately, I didn't do YouTube, but we did have a very beautiful trade on dollar CAD, right? So I did see that happening on Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. So if I go back to the 4-hour, when I saw this rejection on the 4-hour, that's when I suspected that the dollar should stay, the low should stay intact, and they should send price above that equal high on the dollar, and at the same time they should send price above this equal high on dollar CAD. Yeah, so we did catch a beautiful trade down here on Friday. Just jumping back onto this one, so we can still look for upside objective on the dollar. Today's Monday. Today's Monday. Price is gonna do what it's gonna do. So we just have to be patient. They've just run Friday's high and then a rejection. What I want to see is this this level in here. Okay, so maybe today what they can do is reject and come all the way back down and then close somewhere in here, and then tomorrow run Monday's low and then reject and then scream for the equal high. Okay, so I want to see the dollar not break and go down, but to come down, take out Tuesday's low and then reject and then come for this equal high. That's what I'm expecting. Whether we do get that is yet to be seen. You're looking at the 4-hour, they've just run, it's not a swing low, it's a little gap in here and they dipped into it. So maybe I might not get exactly the run below today's low and then a rejection, but I will be in favor for that. Yeah, that will upset everyone. Okay, so if we do get tomorrow open up and then quick run down, hit this level here, looks like that, hit that level there and then reject, okay, that will throw everyone off. Okay, everyone will be looking for a continuation on the downside on Aussie, on New Zealand, on Euro and Pound. Okay, what I want to see is a pullback on them, because now price has dropped. Everyone, all eyes is on them right now. So everyone is like, oh, let's short dollar, sorry, let's short Euro, let's short Pound, let's short Aussie, let's short New Zealand. Okay, so then because all eyes is on there, then it gives them the opportunity to kind of do some tricks. Okay, and what I will expect is what I've just outlined. So if we do get, I would love to see that. Okay, because the objective is still up here. Yeah, this equal high is the objective, but because everyone eyes is on these ones, I'll jump on them in a second. Because everyone's eyes on that one, generally they will do some dodgy stuff. Okay, remember, if I just jump onto this one quickly, BTC, Bitcoin, not that one, BTC, Bitcoin, yeah. Okay, so if you've been with me for a while, even on YouTube, I did mention this, the fact that we had this huge rally. Okay, all eyes is gonna be on what? Bitcoin. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna pause it and then go sideways and then push price up again. Yeah, that's how they do. When price is quiet like this, no one is interested. Yeah, no one is interested. When price does this, even my grandma will hear about Bitcoin. Yeah, when your grandma or your father or your neighbors that don't give anything about trading, they hear about Bitcoin, do not jump on them, right? Because the move is over. Usually when the move is over, that's when everybody sees it. Yeah, so in here a lot of people would have taken so many losses, and price will still carry on. It's just psychological. So the same thing I'm expecting on the dollar. Everybody's eyes on I'm gonna leave the dollar now. You know what I'm expecting, price to come up here, that one and that one. So that's the upside objective. So let's jump onto this. Right now, they did run this high. Let me change this and use that one. This is accumulation of shorts, I think, and we should see a continuation on the downside. Yes, 3 levels. It's 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 3 levels of stop runs. That's accumulation of shorts. Yeah, so they have killed anyone who was trying to sell short early on this pair. Okay, so anyone who went short here was killed, anyone who went short here was killed, and then those who went short there was killed as well, and then they've rejected. So 3 levels of stop run, that's accumulation. If you know anything about Wyckoff, they call this one phase A, phase B, or phase C, or this one is the spring, I think. Yeah, and then the spring will lead price to reverse. We're looking at this level as the I think the markup phase or something like that. Yeah, but I don't use those things. They do work, but there's a lot of subjectivity where you have to kind of make things up. Okay, so I don't apply those things, but I just look at how they are moving price relative to the daily time frame. That's what I do. Yeah, so relative to the daily time frame, it's just accumulation of shorts. That's what's going on. Yeah, accumulation of shorts. If you look in here, you're gonna see divergence, which is what I generally use to look for reversals. If I put my BB right in there, you're gonna see exactly that. Okay, that's a divergence. So price is divergent whilst price is going up, whilst my BB, yeah, I didn't build it, it's just in the indicators section. I just found it and I apply it and it works. That's why I use it. All right, so you can see divergence whilst the dollar is posed to go into a bit of a retracement. So I think these 3 levels of stops is just accumulation of shorts. Okay, we did get the rejection pattern that my group we do look for. Okay, you can see it clearly there. engulfing. What I would have loved to see was today's high to hit this level. It didn't get quite there. I'm suspecting, okay, if I want to go short, I'll have to be what's the word I'm looking for? I'll have to be I have to bite the bullet. That's the word. I have to bite the bullet and say, okay, I'm not sure if this is gonna retrace. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna retrace because they've done 3 levels of stops. We've engulfed the last up candle, so chances are this thing is gonna just continue going down without any form of a retracement. So then if I want to take a trade, then my stop, whatever trade I take, my stop has to come above here, and then I look for the lows to be taken. Yeah, I'll look for the lows to be taken, right? We could, yeah, it can retrace a little bit higher because today is Monday. Yeah, Monday could just bounce around, and then Tuesday price will come up and hit the open, or it could go into the middle of this last up candle here, and then we see a rejection to the downside, right? But if I'm not going to be in front of the screen when that happens and I'll be missing out, then I'll just sell short, okay, and then place my stop above Friday's high, and then I'll just target these lows and then hold on some for potential. This could be the top for now, yeah, a potential top in the market for now, and then we look for lower prices. We don't try to predict or call the highs, but we can play the probabilities, yeah. So if we have this formation and we have a storyline on the dollar that we have to retrace, then this could be a high, yeah, even though we've not taken out this low yet. For us to confirm that we are going down, the probability of this being a high, I would say 60% to 40. Yeah, so I'll play that 60 all day long, and then if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, right? And then I'll just look for another opportunity. All right, so on Aussie, ideally, okay, ideally I would love to see price retrace a little bit. How high? Let's see, between this high and that low. Let's use the line chart. Let's go back in here. Yeah, I would love to see price come back up to in here. Right in there. Okay, I would love to see price come back right in here for a potential short to the downside again, right there, something like this. Okay, so on Euro Aussie, this is something that I would love to play with, but this down candle could be a problem sending price back up there. So maybe I could just take it from here and then just have my stop there. Okay, so if it does get up here, I'll just sit in the drawdown. So something like this will be ideal. Okay, so Euro Aussie, this is what could potentially unfold. We can get this thing to come up in here into that last up candle there, and then a continuation to the downside. Yeah, so that's Euro Aussie for you. Sorry, Euro Aussie dollar for you. New Zealand, this one is a bit weaker. It's weaker than Aussie because again, if you've been around me for a while, you'll know why I say that. Europe, Aussie, New Zealand is bullish. Let's remove all this stuff. Okay, you can see Aussie, New Zealand is bullish. So if Aussie, New Zealand is bullish, then that is weakness for New Zealand. That's why you see this one weaker compared to the Aussie. Yeah, so compared euro, Aussie dollar compared to New Zealand dollar, this one is relatively weak. With that said, I would like to see this one pull up a little bit because it's just gone too far away from the opening price or the level I would like to short at. Yeah, so I would like to see price pull up back up in here, then I'll look for a sell. Okay, that's the only level I like. It's similar to the Aussie level. It's down candle in here. That's the two levels I like to go short at. Okay, and if this, the reason why I've put a stop up here is because this level, if I do just short up here, okay, and it stops me out, it could go all the way up to there and then reject. So I've combined both of them. Yeah, instead of shorting here and being stopped out and then sell up there, I combine both of them. Boy, I'm hot. Sorry guys, my fan seems like it's just blowing heat. My fan feels like it's just blowing heat. Okay, so that's the level I like, both this one and that one. So I've combined them as a 4-hour time frame, and then I'll look for a sell 51 pip stop loss, and this could potentially turn into somewhere in there. This could potentially turn into like a swing trade, because I'll be looking for, there's a tool that I use to filter out what the daily time frame is doing, and if I put that tool on there, you're gonna see we are currently trading below. Let me put it there so you can see. It's just something I recently found. Okay, yeah, you can see we are trading below this red line. We've closed below it. We haven't closed below it for the last almost so May, June, July, August, 3 months. So for the last 3 months we've not managed to close below that level, and we've just closed below it. So it's signifying to me there's a huge potential turnaround around the corner. So it could be a potential high in the market, and we could see a continuation to the downside for a swing trade idea. So if that would be the case, then if I do show up there, then I'll leave some portion on to try and catch some form of a swing trade. Okay, but the level I like is all the way up there. So if you do like that, you can keep that on your chart. Let's push this one down a little bit for the daily low there. Yeah, for those of you my members, you know the drill. Okay, the low, the open, and the main threshold, those are the 3 levels we look for the entry. So you can wait for price to get up there and then give you some form of a rejection again, and then you just go short, or you wait for a swing high to form. Okay, don't sell short as it's coming, just wait for a swing high to form, and then at the close of that swing high you sell short, and you place your stop above the swing high that is formed, so you can reduce your stop loss. So if price turns around and come up here, okay, and then forms a swing high 1 2 3 here, and then it confirms the swing high, then you can reduce your stop. You can reduce your stop to something like that, with the understanding that we've come up and then we formed a swing high, so the next leg should be a swing low. All right, hopefully that helps. Is that okay? Let's carry on. euro. With euro, I'm just gonna be on the sidelines for now, simply because I personally don't like what is going on in here. On the daily, we are sideways, and we did run this high. Let's delete this one here. Yeah, we did run this high and rejected, and we are still stuck between this high and that low. So if I will consider anything on this pair, we need to take out at least so this high, either we come all the way up for a retracement, something like this, and then I'll short above 50%. Yeah, either we come up here or we need to take out this low. One of them has to happen for me to consider a short. Okay, so it's either we take out this low or we go above 50%, which is this range here, for me to consider a short. On hourly basis, I think I like this last up candle here. Yeah, I like that last up candle there. So if we do get price to kind of go to that last up candle, I might consider a short up there. That's the only level I like right now. So maybe today could push price all the way up, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, forms the high of the week, and then we look for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is euro for you. Pound. Now pound, I did I think I did mention to my members last week, before this move actually happened, I was expecting it right here, this level here. It's a level that I did like, because it did take out this low and immediately rejected with energy to the upside and took out this high. So when price was coming down here, I did like it, but on Friday it came down late in the afternoon during NFP, and I just didn't like it, the fact that it's coming down on a Friday, because if I do get an entry here, chances are I'm not going to be in the trade for long before I have to close it, because I do close my trades early on Fridays. Okay, so that's why I didn't take a trade on this one. However, it was a good level that I expected price to bounce off it. We have run this high. Yeah, we have run that high, so I don't expect price now to hit this and then come and run this. Right, I don't expect that. We might run and go into some form of a retracement above 50%, maybe run for Friday's high. Yeah, maybe run for Friday's high, and that will be it. Because if the dollar is going to do what I'm expecting, then I don't want to see this high broken. Yeah, nevertheless, if you look on the 4-hour, okay, you will see that they have taken out this low. Okay, so the possibility of price just going up and going to run this high is not there, as in price hitting this level and looking for a continuation to the upside to take out this. It's not there. Therefore I have to be nimble, and if I'm long here, then I should be taking my profits right at these two, some here and some at that level, which I didn't like the idea. I don't usually trade with these kind of returns. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's not 2-to-1. It doesn't make sense. At least minimum, I like to see a 2-to-1 return trade. Yeah, that's what I like to give, but it was this less than 2-to-1, so I couldn't give that. Yeah, and it was Friday, so that's why I didn't post it as well, because I don't like anyone taking trades on Friday after 1 o'clock. If anything, you take trades in the morning and then you close them in the afternoon. So on this one, I'll probably just wait. Okay, I'll wait for a good price action on it before I'll do anything. The one that I will literally focus on is these two. Yeah, so focus on these two as your main targets, or your main trades that you want to take for the shorts. Yeah, and then leave these two alone, unless you're you want to desperately take a trade, then you can take a trade on them. But these two has clean price action on them that you can understand and then take a trade off, whereas these two doesn't. Yeah, they are still strong on the upside, sorry, on the daily, so trying to short them isn't going to work out. But these ones, especially this one, has given some form of I'll say it's tipped its hands that is weak, similarly to this one with the divergence. Okay, so I'll focus on this. Euro pound, we already have a trade on this one, short from up there, so I'll say just keep it and then let it ride. Yeah, I think we did hit the first target. Let me check the second target on this one. Okay, so the second target is right there. So if you're still short, just keep it there. That's our second target. So we did get the first target on Thursday, and then we got the retracement back up, and then Friday we started rolling back down again. So just keep it. That's all you can do on this one. If you want to take extra entry, then you can kind of find an area. Usually, again, something that my members will understand, you look for a run on stops. Yeah, you look for a run on stops and then rejection. So if you have, like, let's say a high, and then price will come up to it, run it, and then reject. Okay, then you go short. Yeah, so if you do get something like that in here, then you go short again. Maybe we run this high. Yeah, we run this high and reject, then you can go short again and target that one. Yeah, for the second target. Okay, so that is it for Euro pound. Nothing. What I can say about this is the fact that we are bearish on this pair means that if we do get the dollar to continue pushing higher, okay, the pair to short, yeah, between the euro and the pound, if we do get the dollar to push higher, as I'm expecting it to do, the pair to go short will be the euro. Yeah, so if we do get the dollar to push higher, as I'm expecting, and this one is still dropping, the pair to go short between this and that will be euro, because euro will be weaker compared to the pound. So you look to short the euro. So you look for shorts on this because there will be weakness on euro and strength on the pound. So the pound might stay sideways, whilst the euro will be dropping. Okay, similarly, this one is still going up. So if the dollar continues to push higher, the pair to sell between the New Zealand and the Aussie will be New Zealand. right? Because this thing is bullish, Aussie against New Zealand, so you will short the New Zealand. That's why I like this one, because this one has tipped its hands and it's traded below that level that I showed you with my little secret sauce. All right, okay, so that will be it. So this one, currently we are very high. I do not want to take any trade on it right now. I think we are posed to take out this high. That's what price is trying to do. On the 4-hour, I had a trade on this from this low to that high. Those of you who follow what is his name, you know what this level is, between this high and that low, 61 retracement level, and prices continue to push higher. So we still bullish. We've just taken out this high, so if you do the same thing again between this high and that low, we are still bullish. Okay, so because you're still bullish, you don't want to be buying this right now because price is too high, but I'd rather use the relative strength between the Aussie and New Zealand and then find a pair quickly to show you something like this. A pair like this that has just run this low and is pushing up, using Aussie and New Zealand. Okay, which one to trade? Okay, that's how you use it. Which one do you want to trade? If I jump onto the currency performance and I hit this, here you see that Swiss is very weak, Aussie is strong. Okay, so that's how you use it, this way. Instead of going to trade on this, you would take a trade on this one. Right, so that's a little, again, secret sauce for you. Okay, you wait for price to retrace and then you take a trade using this one as a filter to trade whether to trade Aussie or New Zealand. And because you're bullish on this one, there's strength in Aussie. So if you find a pair that is weak, you can use this as your template or as a tool to use to determine which pair is weak. So you can see, if I put it on here, Aussie strong, Swiss is weak. Okay, so Aussie Swiss, price retrace down and then it just bounce off. So no trade. No trade on this one. Okay, Euro Yen, two currently pairs that are relatively weak, so price is trading sideways. So bear with me. Sorry, I had a message that I had to reply to. Okay, so we can see two currency pairs that are relatively weak. Yeah, yen, euro. So you don't want to be doing anything on this pair right now. So I'm just gonna leave that one out. Okay, do not do anything on it right now. Yeah, just leave it out. It's Monday. You don't want to be touching it. Same thing, pound, yen, sideways. Today's Monday. You don't want to be doing anything on it. On a daily, we are still sideways, even though we have formed a swing high. sorry, we have formed a swing high. We do have this high right there, which I think personally that's the one they are aiming for. What might end up happening is I do teach this one a lot for people to be aware of it. So when you see price going this way, sideways, all of a sudden you're gonna see this and then a rejection. Yeah, that is manipulation. So we have consolidation, manipulation, expansion, or better words, accumulation, manipulation, expansion. Okay, so we could potentially be in an accumulation, manipulation, expansion, something like that. Yeah, that's why price is doing what it's doing. So they could just potentially be in accumulating shorts in here, and then once they've gathered enough shorts, they're gonna send it up, take out this high, and then reject and come down. Right, so be mindful on any trades on this one at the moment. Price is sideways, and usually when price is sideways, there is accumulation going on. Okay, so something like this, that was accumulation, and that is accumulation, that is accumulation. So whenever price goes sideways, price is gathering some form of orders to take price somewhere, right? So that's same thing we do have in here. That's a prolonged one. So there is going to be some form of expansion in a direction where we are not sure yet. So I personally think they will run this high. Yeah, that they've just come near close to it. We do have equal highs right in here as well. Yeah, it's building up orders there, so they will run this equal high and then maybe reject. Okay, so just be patient and do not try to predict anything on this at the moment. Aussie yen, let's go on to the daily. So on the daily we are still bullish, we are not bearish. They did run this high and rejected but failed to break this low, so we are still on the daily bullish. Price spent a long period of time hitting this level, and then all of a sudden we saw price come back up to, so we are stuck in this range between this low and that high. We are stuck between that range low and that high. Yeah, so what you can do is basically I don't know if anyone knows about range trading. So when we do have price stuck in a range, what you want to be doing is selling above 75% and below 20% buying. So if you want to be a buyer, you want to be buying down here. If you want to be a seller, you want to be selling up there, and you want to avoid doing any transaction in the in between. So with that said, if we divide this range into 4, okay, if we divide it into 4, you can see you want to be selling up in here, or you want to be buying down in here. But that's after you've determined that we are in a range market. Yes, right now this low is intact. They did run this high, price failed to break this low, so we are in a range market. So if you are in a range market, let me draw this one again. and draw the 25 level. Okay, if you're in a range market, what you want to be doing is you want to be selling up in here. Again, let me draw it again. For some reason I didn't get the 25 level. Right there. Okay, so you want to be selling up in here or buying down in here and avoid any transaction in there. So if I drop down to the 4-hour, okay, you can see you want to be selling up in here because we are in a range market. Avoid any transaction in here and then look for sells up here and then look for buys down here. Okay, so for now just stay out and then look for sells up in here. Okay, because we are in a range market. This is the lowest area. If you do sell up in here, your risk is very low, so you are selling high, or if you're buying down in here, you are buying low. In here is a middle of no man's land. Yeah, we call it no man's land, and you don't want to be doing transaction in no man's land. Okay, you don't want to be doing transaction in no man's land because you are in a consolidation. Let's jump back to Aussie. New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen is quite different. Like I did mention on Aussie New Zealand, this pair is weaker. The New Zealand is weaker. Okay, so we do have this as on the 4-hour bearish. Yeah, on the 4-hour we are bearish. On the daily we can see we do have engulfed this last up candle. We run this high and run this low. That's an engulfing candle, so we can do, I don't like entry here, it's too close, so the open and the mean threshold could ideally serve as a potential entry point. Yeah, they could serve as a potential entry point. Right, so these two levels could serve as an entry point. You can sell here or sell there, that's a choice. I would prefer to come all the way up here, but if it's gonna do that, I am not sure because of this down candle. That's why I like to combine both and then take a trade on both. Okay, I like to combine both and take a trade on both of them. Alright, so if I want to take a trade on this, then I'll take this one and then just place my stop up there. And if it does come all the way up here, that's fine. I'll just sit in a bit of a drawdown and I'll look for a continuation to the downside. So on this one, yes, compared to Aussie yen, I'll rather take this one. Yeah, I'll rather take this one than take Aussie yen because this has got structure. Aussie yen hasn't. Euro New Zealand. Let's remove all these bits. That was for last week. We have enjoyed quite a bit of a move to the upside. I was expecting this last up candle to give some form of a push to the downside a little bit. We did get this, and I thought we were going to continue, but Friday proved wrong and we rejected and went back up. What I want to see is this move to the downside a sell or is just reaccumulation? So what do I mean? Sometimes when price is going up or down in the middle of the price movement, okay, they can reaccumulate, or they can buy more basically in the middle of the move on the upside. The same thing applies to if price is going down in the middle of their move to the downside, they can sell more. So this is an example of them selling more whilst price was going down with the up candle. Yeah, another example is here, another example is here. Yeah, and this one is example of buying more when price is going up. Another example is here. Okay, so what I want to see, or what I want to get understanding is this down candle another buying point for them, or is it a move that they want to take price back down? So what I want to see is price to trade above this before I can confirm that this was buying more. So until then, I don't know what they're trying to do right now, because we did form a swing high and I was expecting price to kind of give a bit of retracement before the continuation to the upside. If this candle ends up trading below this low, okay, if we end up trading below that low, then I would think that they've made a high and we are going to go in for a bit of a retracement. Okay, so that's what I'm currently watching. And on the 4 hour, we do indeed have that kind of formation, which is we have a high in here, we had a low in here. Let me use the other feature. We have a high in here, low in there, price made a lower low. Okay, so that's a break. So this could be a retracement and another leg down, right? But I'm looking at it on the daily perspective to see, okay, is that the case, or do they want to continue buying? Because if that's the case, then this could just be a run on stops, and then actually, yeah, so they're killing off the weak bulls because there haven't been any run on stops since we started moving higher. Yeah, this low was intact. All lows has been intact since we started this move to the upside. Only this one has been run. So this could be the first run on the bulls to kill off the weak bulls and then continue going up. That's why I don't want to call this as a top for a retracement yet. But if we do get price to break down further, then that will confirm that, you know, that wasn't a stop run. This is actual break in structure, and we could see a continuation to the downside for a retracement, and then we'll be looking for another reversal for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so we have to wait and see if price will break this or break that one. Whichever way they break, you have a direction. If they break down, you look for retracement and then you sell short. If they break up, you look for retracement and then you buy long. Okay, so whatever this low forms, if it ends up being something like this, okay, today or tomorrow, I think tomorrow we do have or Wednesday, we do have lots of news on the New Zealand at 3 a.m. so Wednesday could form what we want to see on this pair. So if we do break to the upside, then I'll use this as the next low, the next high, wait for retracement, then I'll look for a long. Okay, pound New Zealand, same thing on pound New Zealand. This has given a bit of, it's showing a lot of conviction that they want to continue going up, but I still want to see price close above this. Yeah, if we don't close above it, then I'm not convinced yet. I want to see price do what, close above this. On the 4 hour, you can see it's similar to what I've outlined on Euro New Zealand. Yeah, so price did run this low. So if this is a stop run, because there has not been any run on stop since this move to the upside, this is the first one, so it could potentially be a run on stops and a continuation. So if they manage to close above this, then I'll be looking for a continuation to the upside. So again, this one maybe Wednesday we'll decide it. So for now, just stay out. Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie is a tricky one. We found ourselves in a range, okay, between this high we found ourselves in a range. Sorry for that pause. We found ourselves in a range between this low and that high. Yeah, so it's a bit of a tricky one to trade this right now. I was doing some scalping this morning. I was doing some scalping this morning, not long ago. Okay, and I got stuck in this range. There's lots of movement in here, as you can see. What I mean by consolidation, and we look for expansion. So price was doing what? Consolidating. I was looking for the expansion to the upside, and because of that strength on Aussie, the euro weakness, price expanded down. It doesn't mean that it's going to bearish, it's just that it's going into a retracement. On the 4 hour, we still looking low, high, we break it, yeah, by this last up candle here, and then we traded above that. So I was looking for a continuation to the upside on this from here. So if we do not get the continuation, then if they break this low, then I think we are going to attack this low. But I don't see that happening, because if you look on the daily time frame, let me jump back onto this one, okay, and I put euro and Aussie on the same chart, and let's put Aussie here on the daily, and let's put euro there on the daily. Okay, you can see euro and Aussie are more or less doing the same thing. Yeah, they are more or less doing the same thing. And if they are doing the same thing, and on the daily time frame this thing is bullish, not bearish, I will be inclined to look for longs rather than shorts, if that makes sense. Because if the daily is bullish, okay, chances are price will move in the direction of the daily. Yeah, it's not gonna move in the opposite direction. When we are bullish on the daily, you want to stick with the daily until the daily tells you, yeah, until the daily tells you the opposite. So when you're bullish on any pair, on the daily is your main time frame for direction. If the daily has changed direction, then you want to consider going the opposite. If the daily hasn't changed direction, then you stick with that daily direction until you're proven wrong, right? So on this pair, on Euro Aussie, the daily is still bullish. Okay, we are not bearish. We did run this low and rejected retracement, broke above this high, and we are stuck within this range. So because we are in a range, if I put a fib from this low to that high, we've traded below that 75%. Okay, so it's still bullish, so I'll be inclined to look for longs. Yeah, so that's what I was doing this morning on the 1 minute, 5 minutes chart. Okay, so if we do give up this low, it doesn't mean I'm going to be bearish. If I'm going to be bearish, then we have to take this daily low out, then I'll be bearish. Okay, if we do not take this daily low out, then I'm still bullish. I just have to be patient for price to give me a reasonable change in the lower time frame, a reasonable change of direction before I can look for my buys. Okay, I want to stick with the daily trend until I'm proven wrong. And I've just learned a new phrase, which is quite interesting. It is it is what it is until it isn't. I hope some of you have heard that before. Yeah, so price is what it is until it isn't. So I'm gonna stick with the daily trend until it isn't anymore. Then I'll look for the opposite. Okay, so with that said, let's jump on to pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, we have retraced. If I jump onto the weekly, we retraced into this weekly last down candle, and we are forming a swing low. Not quite confirmed yet, because you have this one, the wick is all the way up there, this one high is there. For me to confirm it's a swing low, because we are trading down, I would like to see this high taken out. Okay, if not, then I would like to see a 4-hour break, which is again this high. Yeah, the 4-hour is bearish, so for the 4-hour to be bullish, we have to trade above this high. So for me to go long, okay, I have to wait for this high to be taken out before I start looking for longs. If not, then I have to stay put for now, because the daily is still bullish, it's not bearish. Okay, if I measure this high to that, this low to that high, we've not traded to 50% yet. So I personally want to go with the daily trend. I don't want to counter trend. So if we break this high, then I'll look for longs. If not, then I have to wait for price to retrace down here, and then I'll look for a rejection, and then I'll look for a continuation to the upside. Until I get that, then I'm not doing anything on the lower time frames, because the lower time frame will be subjective, right? Or they will be obeying what the higher time frame wants them to do. Okay, so for a trade on this, I would like to see a break above this high, and then I'll look for longs, or I'll have to stay out and wait for a proper retracement to this level, and then I'll look for a rejection, and then I'll go long. I think I did give a little bit of insight about this one. I did play some scalping on this one this morning, and I was looking for just a trade to here. Yeah, so I did play this down candle retracement, and I'm targeting this 50% level. Okay, it's just Monday. I do not like to trade, but it's just me trying to work on my practice my skills. So I just took a long from here, and I'm targeting there, and that will be end of my trade. Yeah, ideally I want to be selling short at above the 25%. Yeah, you can clearly see we are trending down. Yeah, any high that is made, we makes a lower low. This one was a huge one, and then we rejected all of it, so that's a sign of bearishness. So I would like price to retrace and then look for another sell, but I was playing the counter trend on a Monday, just the lower time frame, to look for just a long to the 50%. So I'm almost there, and then maybe tomorrow I'll look for a sell, maybe at this level here. If we do get there, then I'll look for a sell for a continuation to the downside. And this pair has been moving. We jump onto another pair, and I'll show you how this pair has been moving crazy every Wednesday and Thursday. Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right in there. Yeah, so maybe tomorrow I'll look for something like this for a continuation to the downside to come and take out this low again. All right. Okay. Aussie Swiss. This one is it's the opposite. So I will not do anything on this right now. I only like this level right in here, okay, because it took out this high. So there might be some form of liquidity, if I call it, or orders sitting up in here. This last up candle, there might be some selling. Someone, my next door neighbor, saw this one and he told me, so he might be willing to sell again. So if price gets there, then I might want to sell it alongside with him. So that's the only level I like on this. Back down here. Right there. And that is it on that one. Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD on the daily, we are still bullish, but on the 4-hour we are bearish. Price retraced above the 50%. If I change this to the, you see where price went to, and then the rejection. I would love to see a continuation to the downside. For now, we are stuck in this range. I think what price is trying to do is, again, accumulate shorts. Okay, on the bigger time frame, that is the range. I want to see price break this low. Once we break this low, then it will confirm that we are bearish and we could swing trade this. And because of all this price action in here, price will find it ease to break through and go down with speed on the downside. Yeah, that's why I gave that trade idea there last week, but price decided to go up here and stop us out. But it's still valid as a, I personally think we will be dropping. If we do get the Aussie, okay, if we do get the Aussie weakness that I'm expecting, then we could potentially see this move back down and take out this low and a continuation to the downside, clearing all this mess. Yeah, so a move back down here is possible in the eventuality of us taking out this low. Okay, let me quickly check what the dollar is doing, because what I wanted to see in price maybe might be unfolding. Yeah, just like I said, I want them to upset all the longs. Yeah, everyone who is short on them, right, they're gonna get upset. So if you're short, you're gonna get upset. If you're short, you're gonna get upset. Yeah, and then tomorrow or Wednesday, switch it back up again. Yeah, you see how this the people that control the market, that's how they work. They want to always play with the mindset. Yeah, once you're able to understand the game, you always have the upper hand, because they're always trying to cause some sort of some psychological trick on you. Yeah, you call it priming. Okay, they're trying to prime you to think or to behave in a certain way. At the same time, they want to do something completely opposite. So when you get primed, yeah, when you get primed into thinking that one thing is going to happen, then the opposite happens. So this is an example of priming. Yeah, you will see prices going up and you want to be a buyer, but then at the time that you will see that is a buying opportunity, that's the same time that price is going in a sell. Yeah, that's what we call priming. They make you think, and then you do or act in a way that is opposite or contrary to what is actually going on. So with that said, I would like to see this one break down, and then we look for a continuation to the downside. If not, then I'll have to wait. If anything, I want to sell back up in here, a run above this high, and then a continuation to the downside. And what I wanted to show you on this pair is this one here. Now be prepared. If I put it on the hourly time frame, now look closely how for the last 3 weeks how price has been behaving. So we start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, look how price runs up, and then Thursday, Friday, price comes all the way back down. The following week we went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, price run all the way up, and then Friday price runs all the way back down. This, or just last week gone, same thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, price went all the way back up, and then Friday price runs all the way back down. Okay, if you are not aware, or if you are not strong with your mindset, okay, this thing can let you quit trading. Yeah, this thing can let you quit trading because it's so frustrating. Very frustrating, because you could be short somewhere in here. Let's say this up in here, you could be short, you're right, price went up, just for the next day, within less than 24 hours, price to come all the way back down here. Yeah, so this will actually the word I'm looking for was PISSU off. It's gonna make you go bizarre mindset wise. You I don't know how to describe it, but it will literally make you think very, very bad. Okay, it will poison your mindset. Yeah, so it's important that you trade without emotion. You trade with the understanding that trading is just a probability game. Trading is just a probability game where price, okay, is moving around all the time. So if you do get stopped out, there is going to be another chance for price to come back and not on the same trade, but for price to give you another opportunity to make back the losses that you took. Yeah, you have to start thinking that way, because if you don't, these kind of moves in price will make you go mad. Yeah, another example is here. You might have shorted somewhere in there, okay, only for price to go next day come back all the way back down again. So be mindful. Do not look at trading that is very easy, you're gonna make lots of money. That is there, but you have to treat it and look at it differently. You have to look at it in terms of probabilities. That price is moving always around, therefore if you get stopped out, you're gonna make another trade, and that trade might pay back the loss that you took. Okay, so always look at trading in terms of probabilities. Okay, I was looking at the pair earlier this morning, and I saw these moves constantly, like this one. Thursday run up, Friday run back down, Thursday run up, Friday run back down, which completely kind of threw everyone off. Okay, so be mindful. Currently this one, I'll wait for this, either this low to be taken, a retracement, and then I'll look for a continuation to the downside, or I'll wait for price to do exactly what it's been doing recently, run all the way back up, and then I'll look for rejection, and then I'll look for a move back down. My members with me Friday, I did tell them this trade. Actually, here on Friday during our live session in the portal, I did tell them to, if they wanted, okay, to sell short and take this thing back down, because we are just running up to come back down. Ideally, was to come back down to this high, yeah, for a trade idea on Friday, and we did see that handsomely. The same thing on this one, but I preferred this because we had this one weaker, always using the Aussie New Zealand as our filter too. Yeah, so we could, what I want to see now is for price to break this low, and then we are in for another leg down, retracement, leg down, retracement, then another leg down, something like that. So for me to consider short, I'd rather short up here, which I like that level, or wait for this to break and then price to come up in the form of a retracement and then another leg down, whichever comes first. Okay, if we are here and we bounce all the way back up in here, I'll sell short up there for a continuation to the downside, or I'll wait for this low to be broken, a retracement back up, and then another leg down. Today is Monday. Do not rush to get into any trades. Okay, it's just the start of the week. I've realized that Monday, Tuesdays are always going to be a bit tricky. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday will give you a clean levels to trade from. Okay, Monday, typically Monday is always tricky to trade because the market is getting heat up for the week, and then Tuesday morning we see some kind of some of the pairs will give you what they want to do for the week, some of them won't. So generally by Wednesday or by New York Tuesday, we have some of the pairs giving clean levels that they want to trade off from. So be patient, do not rush any trades. Look at the pairs and the especially the ones that I like pointed out. So this one here, I like that one. Maybe Euro, I like price to come back up here, and New Zealand yen, I like this last up candle in here for a short, yeah, for a continuation to the downside again. Euro New Zealand, I want to see price trade above this high before I do anything, or price to trade below this low for a continuation to the downside. Pound New Zealand, same thing. I want to see price trade above this or that one for a continuation to the downside, or above there for a continuation to the upside. Euro Aussie, like I mentioned, if anything, I would like this low to be broken before I give up my longs. If not, then I have to be patient and see a meaningful rejection for continuation to the upside because of the daily. Pound Aussie, same thing. I would like price to trade above this 4-hour structure high before I look for longs. If not, then I'll have to wait for price to get back down here, and then I'll look for a possible long. This one I'll be interested in selling up here because of this last up candle up there. And same thing, this one, I like it, but I don't like it. And if you do understand the relationship between New Zealand and Aussie, as I pointed out on this one, then it's a good level. I like it, but to trade it, that's a different thing. Yeah. Aussie CAD, either we trade below this low or we come up here. Same thing on this one, either we come up here on the 4-hour basis, either we come up here or we take this low. That's the only way I'm taking a trade. And dollar CAD, we are still long. I don't think this is Monday, okay? It's typical. Do not be bothered. We could just be taking out Friday's low, and then we could see a continuation to the upside. I still think the dollar will take out this equal high. So that's what I'm in for. We could take out this low and reject and continue going up. For me to be wrong with my direction, then we need to come all the way back down and take out this low, and then we could continue going down. Yeah, if not, then I still stick with what I've got. Yes, the recording will be up as soon as I finish on here. I think once we finish, because it's on YouTube, it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna be done, automatically posted. So just hang in there. As soon as we finish, it should be uploaded. So I have finished with the pairs that I need to go through. If you have any question, if you do have any pair recommendation that you want me to look at for you, just shout it out and then I will look at it for you. If not, then I will end up here, and then I'll see my members tomorrow in the portal, and the rest of the guys that are not with us in the VIP or with us in the Discord, then I'll see you again on Wednesday, same time. ETH/USD, what is that? ETH/USD. Okay. What is this? Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum, if I'm right. Right. Let's have a look on the weekly. Ethereum monthly, no high, no broken above this high. There you go. So these are your upside objectives on this. Quite clean. It's similar to what Bitcoin is doing. I think Bitcoin is the grandfather of all the cryptos. We've managed to trade above this candle that ran down to clean some lows in here on the 4-hour basis. It cleaned some lows and then clean this low. So let's go back to the daily, pointing to this one. Let's go into the hourly. I'll suggest, okay, what you can do is wait for a clean 1 hour close above this level here. Yeah, so wait for a clean 1 hour close above that level. You want to see something like this. Yeah, so that is a clean 1 hour candle closure. something like that. Okay, once you see that, then I think you can go long, and then you take some profit along the way, take something off. It might be nimble, but you have to above every high. Once price close above there, you can go long once price close above it clean with a stop below this low here. Yeah, a stop below there, and then take something off here, take something off there, and then look for these upside objectives. Bitcoin, hang on, Bitcoin, UTC, BTC. I think BTC, I've already talked about that. BTC, yeah, BTC has just run this low. We still have that upside objective there. It's 12,328. That's a weekly high. Yeah, that level there. I said that's where price should reach out for. On the daily, remember I was talking about this last down candle in here. That should, if you have to go down, this should be the up candle that should send price down because of this whole engulfing pattern. Okay, this whole engulfing pattern. If we don't get that, then obviously that means they want to go up, so you buy it. Right, so we've managed to close above it now. We've just run yesterday's low and price has rejected. So for longs, you can place your stop below today's low and target that high there. That's the upside objective I have now. Okay, looking at price, that's the only thing I have now for the upside objective. Apart from that, any high there is going to be some form of a retracement. So once we get above there, then I don't know what they're going to do once we get there. So I'll stick with this for now, and then if it does change, then I'll change. Okay, so the upside objective is still there, and then once we get there, we'll see what price is gonna do. US 30, let's have a look at US 30. US 30, hang on, let's look at this one rather. US 30, which one is it? Is it the Nasdaq or the Dow? I think it's the Dow. We've run above this equal high and price stayed above it, so it's bullish. It wants to continue going up. On the weekly, let's see our weekly upside objectives. Once we run this high, we could potentially see some form of a retracement. Yeah, we could see some form of a retracement. So the next upside objective, I'll wait till this high is taken out before I'll do any upside objective. I'll see how do you trade above this high. Today's Monday, right? Usually Monday sets Monday, Tuesday is a bit tricky to trade because we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday ahead of us. So this could be if I go onto the hourly, you understand what I mean. Okay, so you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we trade all the way up, only for Thursday to give back everything, and Friday come back and trade below Monday's low. Okay, we do have same thing in here. Monday we traded up, Tuesday traded up, and then Wednesday we just gave back everything and went down. We have Monday open and we're trading up already. We do have this high in here, so I want to see if we go above this high, do we stay above it or we reject? That's what I want to see. Yeah, I want to see if we go above this high, do we go above it and stay or we reject? Because if we do go above it and reject, then that would mean that they just took price up there to send it back down. Okay, so I will want to wait and see how we trade above this high until I can say anything. Yeah, it's almost there, so that's the upside objective. Take out this high and then we'll see what price is gonna do. Let's see. Cash rate announcement. I think it's gonna stay the same. I don't think they're gonna change it. It's gonna stay the same for now, and then maybe the next quarter, which is I think so we're in July, August, September. Yeah, September announcement, then we will see. Because if you look here, when was the last time they changed? March. Yeah, that's the last time they changed. So I don't think they're gonna change within 2 consecutive quarters. That I've not seen that, unless we are in some deep problems or there's something going on that needs changing. But I don't think they're gonna change it that much, because we've not. If you look at this, okay, it does take time for them to change it around. Yeah, they don't change rates. It's not like rates are very different from employment numbers. Yeah, employment numbers can change quite often. It can fluctuate up and down, but rates don't do that. Yeah, so the possibility of it remaining the same is higher. Yeah, March, since we changed it in March, we've not changed it again. I don't think they're gonna change it. Maybe in September. The next, when is the next one? Yeah, in September. Maybe September, I would say there could potentially be a change, but not this one here. All right, any other question? Any other question before I disappear? Any other question before I disappear? Thanks, my man. Yeah, I had a very great weekend. Really enjoyed myself. I couldn't wake up early this morning because I was so tired after lots and lots of yeah, I did. Actually, what I did was I play football every Saturdays, right? So I did go and spend some time playing football. We've just resumed playing football at the grassroots level. The FA has now given way for the grassroots to play football. So we had our first pre-season match, and after that my wife took me out for dinner. That was Saturday, and then Sunday I spent some time with the family together. We had a meal together, so it was quite, it's all about family, man. That's what it's all about. Take family out and everything you do is pointless. Yeah, if you take family out, everything else is pointless. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, I've had quite some time by myself. I'm doing a lot of exercises, mindset exercises, which over time, every one of you will get there and you will understand when I say things like that. But let's see this week what we can harvest. I think we can have a great week if we do get the dollar to do what I'm expecting it to do. We might get a great week going forward. Look at that. Aussie just run into the first level in here. Yeah, it's just running to that first level. So let's see if we can get a rejection. Let's see if we can get a rejection from there. Then we can. Quite fascinated, but I'll look for entry tomorrow. Let's see if they will run. This is price action at its finest, and see how they went up and took out that high, and then quickly rejected and run all the way back down. And what have they done? They have left this low and didn't run it. So what will end up happening tomorrow is, if everything goes according to plan, what will end up happening is run this low. Okay, run this low, hit that daily level there, this one here, hit that one, and then reject again and then send it back up. Yeah, reject again and then send it back up, because then that will throw everyone off. They're thinking, okay, I went short and then they went up and then I went up with it and now it's going down. Then mindset is affected, and then they'll get mind freeze. They cannot do anything. Alright, so let's see if we'll get what I've outlined here. If not, then we just stay on the sidelines. Okay. I think I've done not bad today. 100 minutes. I didn't give no lesson today. Accumulation. Okay, look for accumulation all the time. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You want to see something like this. How did I know they were gonna send price back down? This is how I know. Let's jump onto this one. So as I was doing the session, how did I know they were going to send price back down? Because of this accumulation in here. This one in here. Okay, it's typical. Oh, I don't have no background. right? This accumulation in here, sideways market with that high. That's how I know, because they send it up there and then run it and then come back down and run this long. Okay, that's accumulation. Okay, so what will end up happening is they are selling right here, but they are not selling it to go down. They are selling it, they are buying it to sell it. In the camp they call it buy to sell. So they are actually selling here, but it took price up to take out this high and then send it back down. Okay, and then that will neutralize everyone. So if you're long, if you went short on Aussie or New Zealand or pound or whichever one of them, right now you will be sweating because price is coming back to your entry. Yeah, so all those that went short, price is coming back to the entry. Price come back to the entry. Price might have stopped whoever went short in here out. And the pound trade, that level there proved to be very strong, and that target is still there. I'm trying to do some scalping today, so let's see if I can get some scalp done. If not, then I'll wait for tomorrow and see proper entries. So what you're gonna look for tomorrow, okay, is this level in here. All right, that level. What you want to see is something like this, something like these, something like these, something like these. I want price to stay as it is, okay, and do something like this. Swing down, swing back up, break this high, break this high. Once I see that, then and then only I go on to the trade ideas that I've shown you guys. Okay, once you see something like this, down, break, then and then only you go on to the trade ideas that I gave, because then the price has turned around that it wants to continue going up. Yeah, so if price is doing this, whatever it's doing, you have to be patient and see something like this on either the 15 minutes or on the hourly, whatever time frame. Wait till you see something like that. Yeah, wait till you see something like this on the dollar before you go in and trade the Aussie short, the New Zealand short, or the dollar short. Okay, if you don't see that, do not go short, because chances are price is gonna just do this and continue going down. Okay, so hopefully you got a lot out of this session. Two things that you need to take away from today is when you have equal highs, and price has come down and take out a low and reject it, okay, price is disposed to go and take out the high. And the other thing to take away is sideways market, that's accumulation. So once you see accumulation, there's going to be an expansion, and that expansion is going to take out a high, and if it does take out a high, it's going to distribute back down here. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Done. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.